Yo, what's up you guys? Swift here. Make sure to check out my coin sponsor for the cheapest Madden 18 coins that you can find and use promo code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. So Swift family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to shut down any offense in Madden 18, and this is just part 1 of a 3-part series. I'm going to be doing part 2 and part 3 on Monday next week and the Monday after that. So make sure to stay tuned if you do want to see those, and if you're interested in seeing those, drop a like on the video. Let's see if we can hit 100 likes. I would really appreciate that, and if you are interested in sticking around until I drop those other 2 parts, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you are watching this video a bit later, check the description because I'll have part 2 and part 3 down there. Setting up a regular base defense, kind of, this is what I'd recommend you guys do. So I'll come out on a random play on offense, and I'm going to come out in the cover 4 drop show 2. Because this play has a lot of possible adjustments that you can make. So the first thing that I would strongly advise is that if you're running some type of cover 3 defense and you have purple zones on the field, switch them to cloud flats. So to do that, you're going to click triangle right stick down, that puts them into hard flats, and then triangle right stick up, which moves them into cloud flats. Once you get used to it, it becomes really easy. Next, what I recommend doing is, I find that it's pretty important to spread out your defense, so I would just spread my linebackers if I was running some type of 4-3 defense or some type of 3-4 defense, either way. And now this is a pretty solid base defense to set up with. If you wanted, you could spread your defensive line also, but I mean, that's just optional. I would definitely recommend switching into the purple flats. And now, since my opponent is in a pretty balanced formation, there's no one that I really want to man up with. So I'll come out in a different play on offense and show you some more adjustments that I make. So now this is actually a good play that I'd want to show you guys, or a good formation that I want to show you guys. So as you can see out here, my linebacker is spread out, not really in position, you might say. Now I would recommend that you base align, bring them into your base formation. That way you can know where your players are on the field, because sometimes if your opponent comes out in a very spread out formation, your whole defense is just going to be spread out in different locations, and maybe that's good. Maybe you want that to stop your opponent, except I think it's good to base align. That way you can know exactly where your players are going to be, and you can make specific adjustments with them. Obviously we come into our cloud flats here, and then we spread our linebackers. And now what you can do with this is, I would probably man this guy up on triangle, just because usually if we take a look at route concepts in Madden, in the NFL, just any level of football, usually this outside receiver is going to be running like something deep, like maybe a streak, a comeback route, a deep post, something like that. And then this wide receiver could be running something shorter, like an out route, a slant route, something like that. So by manning him up, you're pretty much making a specific coverage on the shorter route and anticipating that O is going to be running a deeper route and going to be covered by the deep blue zone. Now I'd leave my defense as is on the left side of the field, and I'd probably use her on this player. I find it's very important to use her on the side of the field where there are more players for your opponent, because obviously your user should be better than the CPU, so it's more important to be taking away those 3 receivers on the left than it is to come over and use her on the 2 receivers on the right. So I'll come out in 1 or 2 more plays just to show you guys some more adjustments that I like to make. Okay, so now this is something like, this is probably like a running formation or something like that. So the last play I kind of showed you some adjustments when I was anticipating pass. Now this is with a run. So base align obviously every single time, and then come into cloud flats and spread the linebackers. Now if I see a heavy running formation like this, sometimes what I like to do is I like to just blitz that guy. He's going to kind of be acting as the edge kind of contain player to make sure that the run does not bounce outside, and then I can man this guy up on Martavis Bryant, because as you can see, there's no other receivers on this side of the field, so obviously we might as well direct our attention to Martavis Bryant because he's the only receiver on that side of the field. And then I would use her over here just because we kind of have left a void for James and McDonald to be running slant routes and stuff like that. And also I find it's easier to user on the side, on the weak side of the play on a run and chase it down like this, rather than user on this guy right here and have to come up into the hole. So that's kind of just what I prefer. That's more personal preference. I'd recommend you guys try that out, and I'll show you guys one more play and the adjustments that I would make before I sign out. Okay, so here we are now. We have kind of a wonky formation from our opponent. So we're gonna base the line at the start and put those guys into cloud flats. And another thing I didn't mention earlier is that base the line is gonna move your corners back a little bit, so you're not gonna get burnt deep over the top. Then again, I'd probably man this guy up on Smith-Schuster as we have a similar formation as before, and spread the linebackers. And this is probably all I'm gonna do to stop this play, unless I see my opponent has been running 4 verts a lot. Then I could man this guy up on R1, because as you guys know, with 4 verts, Antonio Brown is running a streak, so he's occupied by him. This guy would be running a streak kind of in this seam area over here, except by manning him up, that would effectively stop it, and then I would user on the tight end. So that's pretty much the setup I would do. Hopefully you did enjoy this video about these adjustments. Base the line, get out of purple zones, spread out the linebackers, and then pretty much you can make some man-ups with whoever you want. I tried to use this defense because there's a lot of people in zones, so you can really manipulate it a lot. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and until next time, I'm out. Peace.